The Ghost of Saturnalia, How a Roman Party Turned into Christmas. Have you ever stopped to wonder why, in the depths of winter, we string lights, exchange gifts, and hang greenery? The story is far stranger than you think. Forget the charming carols for a moment, because the actual roots of Christmas are tangled in ancient Rome, sun worship, and a festival so chaotic it would make any modern holiday party blush. Saturnalia. The story doesn't begin with a silent night in Bethlehem. It begins with a week-long, raucous celebration around December 17th in the heart of the Roman Empire. The world turned upside down. Imagine a society where rigid hierarchy defined everything until Saturnalia arrived. This festival, honoring the agricultural god Saturn, was a licensed period of anarchy. Slavery suspended. The most shocking custom was the temporary reversal of roles. Slaves were not only freed from their duties, but were waited upon by their masters. They wore the pileus, a freedman's cap, and were allowed to gamble, drink, and insult their owners with impunity. For a few days, the Roman world was literally turned upside down. A gift of wax and clay. Instead of toys and expensive electronics, the popular gifts were small, inexpensive items, often wax candles, cerae, or little clay figurines, sigillaria. This custom of gift-giving, known as stranae, was originally a New Year tradition, but merged with Saturnalia, setting the precedent for modern Christmas exchange. Public revelry. The strict moral codes were tossed aside. Schools were closed, wars were postponed, and people spent their time feasting, singing naked in the streets, and generally behaving in ways they would never dare the rest of the year. It was a pressure release valve for a highly structured society. The triumph of the unconquered sun. But Saturnalia was only half the story. The other, perhaps more critical ingredient for Christmas was a different, incredibly powerful solar cult. By the 3rd century AD, Rome was a cultural melting pot, and a powerful new religion was gaining traction: the worship of Sol Invictus, the unconquered sun. The Roman Emperor Aurelian, a devotee of the sun god, officially established a state holiday on December 25, 274 AD, called the Dies Natalis Solis Invicti, the birthday of the unconquered sun. Why December 25th? Because it followed the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year. After the solstice, the daylight hours begin to grow longer again, symbolically representing the sun's defeat of darkness. It was the moment the unconquered sun was reborn. This festival was marked by grand chariot races, public sacrifices, and immense celebration. The Christian strategy. Now we arrive at the pivotal moment. As Christianity began to spread across the empire, early Christian leaders faced a major dilemma: how to convert a pagan population deeply attached to their midwinter festivals, especially Saturnalia and the spectacular birthday of the unconquered sun. The Gospels do not specify Jesus' birth date. Most scholars agree he was likely born in the spring or fall. But trying to outlaw these deeply ingrained popular celebrations was a sure path to failure. So, the Church made a brilliant, strategic move. They Christianized the pagan holidays. Around the mid-4th century AD, some accounts point specifically to Pope Julius I, the Church officially designated December 25th as the day to commemorate the birth of Jesus Christ. The parallels were irresistible. The Son of Righteousness, Christ, was born on the day of the rebirth of the unconquered sun, Sol Invictus. The gift-giving of Saturnalia was transformed into the Christian tradition of giving gifts in honor of the gifts brought to the infant Jesus by the Magi. The feasting, merriment, and greenery of both pagan festivals were integrated, with the Christian message layered over them. The holly and ivy, once symbols of nature deities, became symbols of eternal life through Christ. The shocking truth. The Christmas celebrated today, with its feasting, presents, greenery, and emphasis on light defeating darkness, is a direct, surprising fusion of a rebellious Roman slave party, Saturnalia, and the grand state holiday for a pagan sun god, Sol Invictus. The early church didn't destroy pagan tradition, it absorbed it, transforming the rowdy ghost of ancient Rome into the globally recognized holiday we call Christmas. It is a stunning historical reality that a festival designed to celebrate the rebirth of the sun god on December 25th is precisely what created the date for the Christian celebration of the birth of their Messiah. Next time you light up your Christmas tree, remember you are participating in a tradition that is almost 2,000 years old, a holiday born not in a stable, but in the exuberant, chaotic, and sun-worshipping streets of the mighty Roman Empire.